Hey, I'd like to talk about the critic in the movie Jon Favreau 2014 movie Chef, because I just watched a video that was saying, Chef is actually all about Iron Man 2, and that Jon Favreau made this movie, and when he comes, he's a chef, and he's forced to make the same old formula that he's been doing for the last while when this famous chef comes to review his restaurant. And you know he's put under the pressure by the owner, the guy, the money guy. It's like, you have to do the same thing as always. This is what brings everyone in. I want you to just do the same thing as always. I don't want you to be creative. I don't want you to do interesting things. I just want you to do the same thing that we've always done. This is the company saying we just want the formula. We want the stuff that's going to sell. And he goes berserk on the critic when the critic gives a bad review for what he's done, because the critic doesn't know all the horrible pressures that he's on behind the scenes. And so he goes crazy. He defends both himself and all the people behind the scenes. He even defends the money guy, saying, like, if you give him a bad review, you're going to shut down his restaurant and he's not going to be able to make any more things. And so we have that. And then by the end of the movie, he's got his own, he's gone out on his own. He's gone back to his roots. He's just cooking what he believes in, what he likes. And the critic shows up again and says, "I love your food." And I'm not talking to you as a critic now. I'm talking to you as somebody. I sold my website for like a ton of money, and now I'm independently wealthy, and I want to bankroll you so that you can just do what you want to do. I wouldn't have any control over you, and you would get to do whatever you wanted to do to make a wonderful family restaurant that is your own. You won't have any things anymore. Which, I mean, it's a movie that's definitely about a certain amount of wish fulfillment on Jon Favreau's part. He has his ex-wife is Sophie Vergara, his adoring waitress, who he has had a relationship with and fooled around with, is Scarlett fucking Johansson. So there's a certain amount of wish fulfillment in all this, and also casting himself as a chef who has got great skills and is really amazing chef and can create wonderful dishes. It's like, this is not an artist with a small ego. He believes in himself. But there's this thing about, like, all the critics being so unfair by giving a bad review to his restaurant. That's going to maybe disrupt the money issues and people's lives and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, but the critic shouldn't be there to care about what the fuck happened behind the scenes. The critic is only there to say, what did you produce? I don't care about you. I don't care about all the people behind. I'm caring about what you're producing. The meal, the film, the book, the piece of art, the whatever product it is. It's like, it's the end product that we care about. And all this other stuff is important, but if you're producing shit, critics are important people for drawing attention to the really great stuff, saying, hey, this guy down the street, he's making really amazing food. Hey, this guy here has been making the same goddamn thing for a long time. He's stale. He is not doing anything anymore. And maybe they need a kick in the pants to say, this is crap. We're not gonna. It's not that great. And also, there's a thing of just sort of like, I think there's a value in people with taste. People who are more articulate, more sensitive palates, whether, in artistic lines, saying, you know what, I love this, and these are all the reasons why, so you should check it out. Or, hey, this I think is stale and rotten now, even though it's been popular for a long time. Maybe it's out of date. Maybe it's pushing stuff that, we should really leave behind in our society, or we should question. thoughtfulness, um, you know, and it's all that. It's like that's valuable. That's like, you know, telling when you say a critic should just shut up and just understand all the pressures the guy's under, and like, yeah, the food, the work, the movie, or the food or the book is subpar, but we should just take this shit and not complain. It's like it's telling the audience to shut up and love whatever I give you, regardless of whether I think it's even crap. Because I mean, the thing is, Jon Favreau, the guy who's actually making it, knows it's crap, and seems to need the push from this critic to actually leave the restaurant and, you know, start something new. It's like, now you get the thing at the end where you have this thing of like the fallacy of the critic is some high and mighty guy. It's like, actually, the thing I notice about a lot of, especially, like, you know, movie critics, LA movie critics, is they're not independently wealthy from their criticism. They're actually scraping by freelancers, you know, living at the poverty line or under. These are not wealthy people. But the only thing that they do have is sort of an independence and an integrity to be able to say, in the face of a giant corporation like a Disney or something like that, yeah, your movie's crap. You know, that all they have is their that kind of like their actual opinion, their honest thing, their detachment from, well, I really love the people who made this movie, so even if the movie's crap, I understand that there was a lot of troubles behind the scenes. It's like, no, no. If I'm an audience member going into this, I'm not going to know about this stuff. All I'm going to get is the movie, and the critic is in the same position. It's like, you have to know this stuff, and a critic is there, um, is there to point out the great stuff, but to also say, well, this isn't great stuff, or this stuff has problems in it. They're not there to be the money guy at the end who's going to just be affirmative hugs and saying, yes, you just do whatever you want to do. That's not their job. That, you know, when Favreau puts the critic into that position at the end, he's trying to neutralize that critic. That critic character will no longer be able to be the objective guy who will be able to come by the restaurant and say, this guy's really self-indulgent, he's really in love with himself, he loves all the food that he makes, but he's got a lot of blind spots, and this, you know, there's some stuff that's great on the menu and there's some stuff that's not. So this is all warm, affirmative hugs. I'm going to give you lots of money. This mythical rich critic character. I'm going to give you lots of money so you can just do whatever you want. So while there's a lot of things I love about Chef as a movie, its love of food and stuff like that, I find it's funny. I find it's also got a certain kind of level of disdain for the audience. You know, there's that tension of like, fuck you, you should just love what I want, give me hugs, which is a little needy, a little, I mean, maybe it's a little revealing as to why some people become entertainers. But I much more want somebody like that, the critic at the beginning of the movie going, I don't care what's happening in the back of the house, I'm caring what comes out. And if what comes out is kind of subpar, I'm going to tell people about that in a direct as manner as possible. You know, they make it ad hominem, they make it really cruel critics. It's like, and you know, it may feel like that to an artist because whatever they make, they identify with. It's the part of themselves. But critic is hopefully not. I think you can tell critics who are just like, look, I'm just looking at the thing that came out and I'm trying to give you objective, descriptive reasons why I like it, why I didn't like it, why I thought something worked or didn't work, which is what's valuable, as I value as an audience for this stuff. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Chef, and yeah, that was just a little sparked off by a video on it. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.